Forest of Lost Souls. When I first moved into the new house, the real estate agent casually mentioned that the forest behind it was a bit of a mystery. I didn't think much of it until I overheard my neighbors whispering about the strange disappearances. People would go in for a walk and never return. My curiosity got the better of me, and I decided to explore, armed with nothing but a flashlight and my phone. As I ventured deeper, the forest seemed to shift and breathe around me, but it wasn't the trees that made my skin crawl, it was the sensation of being watched. The deeper I went, the more I noticed the oddities, perfectly circular patches where nothing grew, and the eerie silence that swallowed my footsteps. My flashlight flickered, catching glimpses of movement just beyond its beam. I stumbled upon an old, abandoned campsite, where personal belongings were strewn about as if the owners had fled in a hurry. The air was thick with an unnatural presence, and I realized that something was guiding me further in, something that wasn't of this world. My heart pounded as I felt an invisible tether pulling me deeper, whispering promises of secrets best left forgotten. I reached a clearing where the trees formed an almost perfect circle, their branches interwoven like skeletal fingers. In the center stood a stone altar, ancient and covered with strange markings that seemed to pulse with a faint glow. It was then that I understood, the disappearances weren't the work of the forest itself, but rather a gateway to something far more sinister. The air buzzed with an energy that was both terrifying and intoxicating, and I could feel it tugging at the edges of my consciousness, urging me to step closer. As I backed away, the whispering intensified, voices overlapping in a cacophony of promises and threats. Panic set in, and I turned to run, only to find a path had vanished, replaced by an impenetrable wall of trees. The realization hit me with crippling clarity. The forest was a trap, a lure for the unwary. I was no longer just an observer, I was part of its story now, and the forest's dark heart held me captive. The last thing I remembered before darkness claimed me was the ground opening beneath my feet, and the chilling certainty that I would never escape the forest's grasp.